Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live. This is the first day of March. It's March Madness, and let's talk about some boxing, a sport that I love that I hate so much. Absolutely. And listen, here is the thing. This is the $1,000,000 question. Did Turki Alashik intentionally pull Danny Dubois from the Parker fight? And people might say, like, what do you mean by that? Why would he do that? Listen, why wouldn't he do that? Why wouldn't Turki Alashik pull Danny Dubois from that fight? Because one thing's for certain, you can't dictate the outcome all the time just by looking at the fight. You may have 1,000 things in play, but that doesn't mean that that's going to happen. Okay, especially when you have a such thing called knockouts, especially when you have people that quit, especially when you sit there and you watch guys trade blows. You know, for all we knew, Zhilei Zhang was probably supposed to beat Aget Caballero, but did he do that really? No. He even went so far as to knock him down. He caught him with that right hook and the straight left, and Aget went flying. You know, he did the funky chicken all the way to the canvas, didn't he not? Did he not do the funky chicken all the way to the canvas when Zhilei Big Bang Zhang caught him with that straight left? He did. And when he hit that ground, he rolled around, got back up, and went right back to what he was doing. He took his time, he recouped, he avoided some of the big punches, the big onslaught shots. Yeah. I get Caballero did that. Turkey realized putting all your eggs in one basket isn't always the best idea. No, it's not. Absolutely. It is not the best idea. In fact, it's quite reckless because it's all a gamble anyway. Boxing is so unpredictable, especially when you are making fights that make sense, especially when they're fights that are challenging. That's never happened before. We've never seen a Daniel Dubois taking on a Joseph Parker. I get Caballero taking on a Zhilei Zhang. Madrimov taking on a Virgil Ortiz. Okay? Callum Smith taking on a Joshua Buatsi. Even though I would love to see Anthony Yard taking on Callum Smith. That probably would have been a better fight. But I don't know. Because that was a great fight we watched. You know, so it's kind of unfair for me to say, right? It's kind of very unfair for me to say because Callum Smith versus Buatsi was lit. I just wish it was probably where Shiraz versus Adames was. Because I think the goodness of that fight, the quality of that fight should have been farther along, not that early. Okay? That's what I think. Now, we have a lot to talk about today, okay? And I've done my research, so we're ready to counterpunch. You know, a lot of things, the more you do research on things that they claim that happened, Skrilla 50 in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. The more we will find out and understand that what Daniel Dubois, what he did versus what they chose to do, versus what they said that happened is not adding up. You know, man, I was suspicious of this early on. Yes, Dubois was probably sick. Then Turkey didn't want to take the chance of passing up on a rematch between Dubois and Usyk had Dubois lost to Parker. Well, one thing he could guarantee is he can guarantee that Usyk versus Dubois fight. He can guarantee that next. But he couldn't guarantee it if Parker, being Parker, because look what Parker has done now. See, based on what Parker's done, his track record has definitely showed people that there is a reason to snatch Daniel Dubois out. Especially, see, Daniel Dubois, he just surprised us. But understand, Daniel Dubois is the chosen one now based on his activity. But that doesn't mean he's the best fighter in the heavyweight division by far. That I have to say that again. Daniel Dubois has showed people why he deserves to be where he's at, but he's not the best fighter in the division. He's not. Just like Anthony Joshua's not. Anthony Joshua wasn't the best fighter in the world. We found that out years ago. We found out Usyk was better than Joshua damn near 4 years ago. We found that out. Usyk's better than Joshua. Usyk's better than Tyson Fury. Usyk's better than Dubois. We know he's better than those guys. Why? Because he's beaten those guys. Okay? So I don't see what the issue is. That and because he's better doesn't mean someone else isn't better. You know? Say, Don, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I missed the last 2 live streams since I started a new career, but I saw you talk about Triple D on the antibiotic. Yeah, absolutely. Antibiotic. Oh, okay. Let's do this, all right? I got 2 major sources, and I want to share with you guys. I wish Nikki Blue Eyes Austin was in here because I believe she's a nurse. No? She could be the third. However, let's start with the first. Okay? Now, I asked Google. You can ask Google anything. But before I do that, Mama Lou, counterpunch to you. I'm doing great. Never late. Was good, big bro. Skrill up 50. How you doing? How's everyone doing? British boxers are overhyped. Well, I think what's happening is people are low. I think it's not being overhyped. I don't think that's the right word to use. Oh, it's overhyped. No, I think people are over popular. What's the word? The highly popular fighters are being exposed because you can make anybody popular doesn't necessarily make them better, and that's what's happened. People are looking at, man, oh man, the popularity of this fighter makes his ability better. No, just like everybody thought that Tyson Fury was so much better than everyone, and I thought that was the stupidest shit ever. I said, based on what? He's fought Wilder 3 times. Wilder is by far the best fighter, especially the best boxer. Everybody's talking about his punching power. Oh, his punching power, his punching power. Now you're hiding, you're using his punching power as a shield to blind the fact that this guy can't hook off a jab. Are you really serious? And then just because Tyson Fury beats him, Tyson Fury's the best. People were smoking crack or very powerful stuff equivalent to it. I'm just going to be real. People were just that way. They were just that bad. Meanwhile, you got guys like Joshua fighting Pulev, fighting Usyk, fighting Ruiz, something that Wilder and Tyson Fury's never fought. And see, we get these shots at fighters just because Andy Ruiz, yes, he talks funny. Yes, he has a weight problem, but don't get it twisted. That little man catches you, he can probably hurt you, and he can probably kick more ass than Anthony Joshua, okay, and Luis Ortiz. You know what I mean? He was a lot better than people thought he was. It's just the only person we see challenge him that we knew of that was popular was Anthony Joshua. Okay, so we have to understand popularity does not equate in skill set. Okay. St. Don, okay, we would say the took Macaulay down when he was vulnerable, no training camp. That could be true. Delusion is a drug. Mohammed Rayhan, counterpunch to that. Counterpunch to that. Delusion is a drug. Yes, it is. It is. I think a lot of things should be labeled a drug because isn't a drug is anything that affects the way your mind and body works. Right? So yeah, I agree. I think it is a drug, and it should be a drug. Mr. Duck Dubious is Pussie. Fighters getting opportunities now like Zhang. See, but then here's the thing. Zhang was just better than Wilder. Zhang was just better than Joyce. What's the significance of Joyce and Wilder? Let's put it this way. What flaws does Wilder have? What flaws does Joe Joyce have? Just because you beat them both, what does it really mean? Does that make you the best? No, it does not make you the best. It just makes you better than the guys that were popular. Understand, Joe Joyce was popular, but he was popular based on what? His ability to take punches and throw a lot more punches than you. I hit you, you hit me, I hit you, you hit me, I hit you, you hit me. I'm going to hit you more because I'm going to be able to take more punches than you. Right? So there you go. Wilder, I can punch harder than the average man. So if I catch you with a particular shot that I throw all the damn time, more than likely, I'm going to get you out of here. That's my power. I don't even want to see Efe Ajagba versus Bakole. They should make Efe versus Caballo. I mean, they really should, honestly, if they're not going to give, because they're stopping Efe too. And what did Efe do to deserve not fighting for the number one? Because it's a reason why it's Efe Ajagba, because he's ranked at a certain position. So why would they put Bakole and Efe Ajagba in there just to beat the hell out of each other for no reward? It doesn't even make sense. So I do agree, Revelation TV. That has nothing to do with Efe. If I'm Efe, I would be writing, emailing, or whatever to the IBF and asking them why, oh, why am I still fighting Bakole? Why? So he can probably possibly beat the shit out of me and I get no reward. Even if I beat him, I get no reward. As though just because the fighter that I was fighting decided to do something else that had nothing, I repeat, had nothing to do with me. What did Martin McCauley fighting Joseph Parker on 2 fucking days' notice, less than, more than likely, really? They found out Thursday, this man flew in the next day. Or really flew in Saturday morning. So what did that have to do with Efe Ajagba? That had nothing to do with Efe Ajagba. And honestly, I think he was lied to. Mark McCauley was lied to because he was told that nothing will change. He will still get the opportunity to fight Efe Ajagba, and that was a lie. What they should have told him was, hey, if you win, you lose your position. If you lose your position, but you're doing it for the money. Oh, you will become the WBO, but other than that, you can't keep the IBF. And it's less than 48 hours, mind you. And Martin knows how long it's been before he had his ass in the gym for real, for real. To beat Usyk, it will take a boxer that one of the best in cardio, footwork, offensive pressure, durability, and power combined. We've seen Chisora relentlessly pressure Usyk, but lack other ways. Well, but what else did Chisora needed? What did Chisora needed to do a better job than he did? Better yet, what did Chisora need to beat Usyk? Footwork, stamina? Would that be enough? Or would that just be a very good fight? I said that if Bakali had a bad outing against Parker, then it would be career suicide. You did say that. I remember you saying that. Spill of 50. I remember you saying this. But here's the thing. I think he got more than 600,000 because, I mean, that's what they're reporting. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Whatever. Okay. Now, Google, Daniel, viral infection. And I asked Google this question. I said, do you use antibiotics for a viral infection? And this is what Google had to say. Google said, quote, no, you should not take antibiotics for a viral infection, such as the flu or a cold. Antibiotics are only effective against bacterial infections. There's more. It says antibiotics are prescribed to treat bacterial infections that are not serious but could spread to others, carry a risk or more serious complications. Evidence suggests could significantly speed up recovery. So that meant that the antibiotics were meant for him to feel better. That's if he didn't have a viral infection. Okay. Or what he had, he could give to others. Okay. Here's the thing. What are antibiotics for? There's more. Antibiotics are drugs that kill bacteria germs and can only treat sicknesses caused by bacteria, also known as a bacterial infection. This includes strep throat, urinary tract infection, and many skin infections. Antibiotics don't work on sickness caused by virus germs, also known as a viral infection. People, there's more. Shout out. Here's the thing. Shout out to, because I do, uh, my child's mom, nurse, registered nurse. I said, hey, this is what I asked her. I said, quick question. Do you take antibiotics for a viral infection? And this is what she had to say. She said, good morning. No, not for a viral infection. I said, well, what would you do for a viral infection? And she says, let it take its course, treat the symptoms, fluids. Okay, listen. Okay. So what we was told by Don Charles, that this man had swollen glands and put him on antibiotics, and okay, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because if he had that, why would you put him? So we know this. We know this. Kurt, like we know bullshit. Hmm. Well, I think what we need to understand is before some people start talking about what they did and what they got and what they took, I wonder if he had a viral infection, and and I'm pretty sure people were going to figure that out. A swollen gland got energy. You watching the fight later tonight? Yeah, if I can find it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that shit. I'm not spending 80. I'm not doing that. I'm not buying. And this is coming from me. I'm not buying Tank versus Roach. Will I do a watch along? I'll do it somewhere. I will do it somewhere. So yeah, I'm just not doing it. I'm just listen. I'm tired of the bullshit over here. Um, I'm not doing it. I like Tank. I'm just sick of Tank fighting people I never heard of. I had never heard of Lamont Roach. I've never heard of this man. I'm sorry, I've never heard of him. You know what I mean? And I'm tired of these guys because this is some Floyd Mayweather shit. You guys want to know what Mayweather would be doing if he would be fighting now? He would be doing exactly, he would be fighting exactly who Tank is fighting right now. A bunch of people we never heard of. And what you do, you make the people that we never heard of significant by talking them up just so you can beat them to make you appear better than you really are. That's the truth. And I'm not buying a damn Tank fight and not spending $81.68. I'm sick of doing that shit. I'm not doing that. That shit's worth two. That shit's worth two DAZN cards. I'm not doing it. Not this time. If he fights someone like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, or he moves to 140, or Tank needs to retire. And I like Tank, but just Tank is going to make us. He's going to make us not respect him. I'm sorry, we're not going to respect Tank because Tank's not going to do what his fans, what people want him to do. I'm just like, I'm sick of trying to support and I'm sick of trying to defend Tank Davis. Tank's good. I like his punching power, I like his knockout ability. You know, he's a tough, durable fighter. He pretty much has everything. He's not the best talker, but you don't need to be if you're a knockout artist, right? You know what I mean? Um, he has this different shit going. He might be, I know he's definitely what's the word? Metrosexual. You know what I mean? He had something different. He has something different going. He does things according to what and how he wants to do them. But then again, the things that he chooses to do is not appealing to the public eye as far as challenges, showing us like, hey, I am a badass because I'm Tank Davis. I'm gonna whoop all these dudes. You want to fight? You want look. Here's okay. Let me give you an example of Tank. Before I get off, I want to cover this. Tank Davis, the example of Tank. Tank, why are you waiting until Vasily Lomachenko is 36 years old when you could have fought him? When you could have fought him 6, 7 years ago? Why are we why are we like shit like that? Like nobody wants to see you fight Loma now. Nobody wants to see that now. Quad Life, I hate it too. He don't challenge himself. And that's an example of how we know he don't. You don't want to challenge yourself. Whoop T.O. He's young. He's in his prime. Whoop Devin Haney. I don't care about your sparring sessions, Hart McCauley Jr. You know, Ryan Garcia, I never really looked at Ryan besides speed and power. Everything else is bullshit about Ryan. His heart, his ability, his ring IQ, his character, nothing excites me about Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? He used to be a pretty good bloke until he wasn't. He turned into an asshole. He's like Ryan Garcia turned into. He went from an Oscar De La Hoya that really once had a potential to be with PR help. He could be. He had good potential. It's almost like Ryan Garcia is the result of someone that does not have proper PR help. He got all those tattoos like he was a fucking Satan worshiper. You started off as this Christian, praying before fights and praying with your public. You went from that to cussing out people and saying racial slurs and getting tats and offending women. You know what I mean? Like you have and then Tank beat you. Okay, I was glad of that. But after that, other than that, I am not impressed with Tank. I'm not. You know what I mean? And Tank had the platform to show us that he's the best in the division. But he waited too late. He waited too long. He didn't do what he's supposed to do when he's supposed to do it. So no, I'm not paying 81 damn dollars to see Tank fight somebody that I never heard of. I'm sorry, I never heard of this dude. Fake news. Turkey didn't pull him from the Parker fight. Okay, Donald Trump. That was a question, not a statement. SK Audio. That was a question, not a statement. Garcia said stuff about Afro Americans and Muslims because of Devin Haney. Is that I don't care why he said it. See, sometimes you can say some certain things, and look, and this is what I'm saying. All right, Muhammad, I don't care, and I'm not giving Ryan a pass for being a racist cocksucker. I'm not doing that. Because see, the thing is, I don't care. You can't give me a reason why. Well, he's just saying that. You're saying that in defense almost. He said stuff about Afro Americans and Muslims because no, he said that because he doesn't like African Americans or he doesn't like Muslims. That's why. And guess what? Devin Haney just happens to be both. You see how that goes? I don't care. I don't care. My bad, Hillary. Nah. Well, I don't know about Hillary. But morning, Kurt, are you going live tonight? Yeah, I'll go live tonight. I'll go live tonight. Why not? But no, I don't give him no, no, I don't give him up. No, he just said that because he wanted to. You know what I mean? One thing, here's the thing about politics and what I'm learning in America. Between 2008 through the time frame of now, people are becoming bold as shit, which is great. Because here's the thing: don't be a passive racist, be an upfront one. Like what was it? What's that? You guys remember Dave Chappelle, Clayton Bigsby? Let that hate out. Just let that hate out. Don't be a passive racist. Be a blatant one. You know, and people are showing that. Hey, I don't like this and I don't like that. That's what Ryan's doing. You know, Mama Lou, I hate racist people. Well, here's the thing: they're not on the top of the list. The people to like, absolutely not. But guess what? Racist people that have the balls to say they're racist, they get a respect from speaking their mind. At least, you know what I mean. Especially, look. What I hate more, or what I can't stand more, is somebody that pretends on something that they're not. Absolutely, Rod. Counterpunch to you. You guys hear this? Boom. Worst racists are the chameleons. So, um, but anyway, back to Turki Alashik. Turki Alashik gave, so they say, gave Danny Dubois antibiotics. Well, if they gave him antibiotics, they misdiagnosed him or they gave him the wrong medication. Fake people pretending to like you, but then make laws to remove you from America. Hmm. Mine have all flew the nest. Tszyu withdrew like a turtle when Crawford rolled up on him. Well, see, here's the thing, and what people need to understand about Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is in that crew. He's in that circle of like-minded people. He's in that circle of very powerful people. Tszyu knew that me having beef with Terrence Crawford will not help me at all. It will not help me at all because the circle of people that Terrence is surrounded by, Turki Alashik, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, who else was all up there? You got a lot of people in that circle of people. Um, it doesn't help him at all. If I'm Tio, and I think Tio knows. Tio's not as thrown off as Ryan. Tio knows, like, look, I have to kind of let this play out. Sandor Martin has a fight coming up. He's an avoided fighter because of his style. Nice. Yeah, I mean, ask Tio about that. He needs to get bigger names. He does, but I don't think Tio's going to go to 147 to do it. The Stanley Otis's, the Boots Ennis's, and I don't even, the Boots Ennis. Boots, he really, he's bounced back with his next challenge. Stanley Otis is a very formidable opponent. He's an undefeated opponent, and him fighting Boots Ennis, okay, Boots, he's back on track. I'll say that. I don't think Tio is willing to fight someone at 147 and level. And what 154 now? He's not going up there. He's not stupid. He's not going from 140 to 147. 147 is when things change for fighters. When you go to 147, you better be on the top of your game. You better be non-distracted. You better be 100% focused. You better be what you say you are, because if you're not, and you're fighting on platforms now like the Zone, you go to the Zone without those things that I mentioned, you're going to get your ass kicked. You're going to get found out about real fast. And I think Tio knows that. Tio found out about that 4 years ago. Is it 3 years ago? He fought George Kambosos and he thought to himself, hey, I got Kambosos. And he was still flying high off the Lomachenko fight. He told Lomachenko where to go, right? Sit on that win for about a year, then fought George Kambosos on the very next fight and lost the decision to George Kambosos, right? And the fight was a very good fight. Don't get me wrong. Tio, his first loss, because I think he actually has 2 losses. Okay, I don't think Tio beat Sandor Martin. I don't think he did. He reminds me of Andy Ruiz Jr. In a sense, he kind of does. The only difference is Andy Ruiz got beat by AJ. AJ was able to get that get back, kind of. But it was still 2 things against Anthony Joshua. Got to keep it real. He didn't do what Andy did to him, and he didn't do it in America. So Jarrell Miller saying this dude got his ass whooped and never came back to America is absolutely 100% spot on. What's up, Kurt? How you doing today, brother? I'm good, man. I'm great. I'm good, man. I'm great. Hmm. Kurt, I hope Ben smokes Eubank. I can't stand him. Well, I say this, make the best. I hope it's a classic fight. I just hope between uh you say Ben? You're throwing me off. Okay. Ben. Okay. Yeah. Binn. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, here's the thing. That's a fight based on something that already happened, based on history and based on legacy and based on family rivalry. So as long as that fight has pressure already upon it, because people are expecting that fight to be great. So if it's anything, I mean anything like their dads, it's going to already win, regardless of who wins and loses. As long as it's not a shutout on one end or the other. See, Chris being bigger and he goes in there and beats the shit out of Conor, that would be a disappointment. Conor goes in there and beats the shit out of Chris Eubank, that would be a disappointment. Why? Because neither father did that to each other. They had a back and forth fight. It was some Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gatti. It was some Hearn versus Hitman, right? That type. It was those type. Is Virgil the new boogeyman at 154? No, he's not. Absolutely not. He is not. You have too many fighters up there for that. You know what I mean? I'm just, man, I feel so bad about Tszyu, but it just shows you boxing is nothing to play with. Tszyu was on his way and Tszyu got played. And let me tell you something. The result of your team can cost you the longevity of your career. Do you guys understand Tszyu? If it wasn't for his team, Tszyu would still be undefeated. Tszyu would probably have won. He would have won that fight with Lurch, Fonfora. Fonfora, that fight should have been stopped in 4 rounds. His dumbass corner, being as ignorant as they are, clowns. You know, they should hang out with Billy. Yeah. Because none of them know how to manage and none of them know shit about boxing. I'm sorry. Those guys need to all be fired. Tszyu trusted those guys, and that's what happens when you got morons in your corner. You got a gash like that and you want to continue the fight? You fucking idiot. You mean you got a gash like that in the top of your head from a main vein coming out of the top of your head, your brain. You're bleeding out the head. You're bleeding out the brain. Yeah, look, based on a foul. It wasn't even a punch. It was a foul. It was an elbow. Fucking idiots, bro. This is what I don't get about that corner. If I saw that, I would like, you, and you. Larry, Curly, and Mo. Go. Bars. You're fired. Get out of my sight. That fight should have been stopped in round 3, when he came back out, and the way that was bleeding, it should have been stopped then. Hell, where is Billy Nelson when you need him? Right? Because that fight should have been stopped, bro. And then he wouldn't have even fought. What's his name? Mataliev. He wouldn't have even fought Mataliev. He probably would have fought Fondora again and whooped and knocked Saint Mount Fondoramore out. Fondoramore. The dude's 6'10". You know what I mean? He look, and Fondor, it wasn't because he was a better fighter. It's just because he knew I took advantage of a guy that couldn't even see because he's being blinded by his own blood. He was being blinded by his own blood. Tszyu couldn't even see, and he was a brave, like my uncle says. Shout out to Uncle Dick. He says he's a bold dummy. That's what he was. He was a bold dummy because he didn't have enough sense to know, hey, this fight shouldn't continue because I can't fucking see. And he couldn't even tell us, hey, man, I can't even see, bro. I can't see these punches coming. This big, tall bastard is punching down at me. I can't even see. Virgil and Jesus Ramos, the cream of the crop at 154. Shout out to the people fasting today. Ramadan Kareem. Kind of punch to you, cool, breezy. Mama Lou, I shouldn't have used the ASS. Uncle C says the people are damn fools. Yep, he does say that. They were dumb. I've seen that fight. And Tszyu was whooping it, and Tszyu was countering, and it was beautiful. He had already had Mount Fondoramore bleeding profusely because he had already had that nose gushing. You know what I mean? Joe Kellis, yo, my family lives in Brazil. They saw Dubois yesterday. He looks fine, bro. All eyes. Are you serious? Are you serious? Wait a minute. Joe, are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me your family? You say my family lives in Brazil. Are they in Brazil now, Joe? Joe, listen to what I'm saying. Reply back. Are you telling me that your family in Brazil, are they in Brazil now? Or do they just live in Brazil and they're visiting the UK and they saw Dubois? Brazilian tainted strain strikes again. Kurt boxing is all live. Just look at Crawford. I don't know what that means. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. What? Yes. Take a picture. Tell them. Look, you should have told. They should have took a picture of this dude. Joe Kailis. You mean that he's in Brazil right now? Is that what you said? That's what you mean? I need clear. I need clear sentences. Kurt, you're so gullible. Okay. What do you mean I'm so gullible? What does that mean? Kurt believes anything. Okay. Yeah, SK Audio. He you know, you know. Okay, yes. Okay. There we go. But listen, I mean, if you say so, if they saw if he is in Brazil, that means if they saw him yesterday, they should have took a picture of him yesterday. Because there should be no fucking reason he's in Brazil now. You know what I mean? There should be no reason he's in Brazil now. None. Kurt, just respect his fan base from what I've seen. Turkey listed 5 fights he wants to make in 2025 about a month ago. Dubois versus Usyk was at the top of the list. There you go. Kurt, I truly believe 2025 is the end of pay-per-view. It's literally over. I hope so, Jose. Who said he was in Brazil? He got a deal to sign. Well, here's the thing, though. If the deal, it makes sense because if the deal is signed, that means he's going over there to party. That means, you know what I mean? And I can find out who's there and who ain't there and who's supposed to be there. You know, check, bro. He's definitely in Brazil. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is nuts. If he's in Brazil, that meant that they definitely ducked Parker. Yeah, they ducked Parker because they knew, look, we don't have time to fuck around. We don't have time to fuck around. You don't feel at your best. You know what I mean? But like I told you guys, I don't think this illness, I don't think the illness was worth him stopping the fight. Caroline has bigger stones than Triple T. Yeah, you know, Caroline, I like her as a fighter, man. You know what? She is. Check. He's definitely in Brazil. Triple D is in Brazil getting his nuts checked. Kurt, will you advise the champion to risk his belt if he's not 100% fine? But I hope the reschedule. I hope he reschedules the fight. He doesn't have to if he doesn't have to fight him. I mean, it's a loophole. How do you avoid not fighting a fighter that people think you can't fight, including some people in your camp? You fake sick and you don't fight them. You get out of there that type of way. You don't take the money. You don't fight. Fine. You don't take the money. We all know he dunked Parker. Kurt, I'm chilling with Triple D right now at Wingstop. I know, right, baby Ono? I see what you're trying to say. It's like, how credible is that? How credible is that? Just because someone said it. I get you, baby Uno. Oh, baby Uno, I get you. I get it. You know what I mean? But let's say it is. You know, it's worth the bullshit. You know? Love you, boys. Baby Uno in the building. No, I get it. But then again, hey, if Triple D really isn't, if he is, and here's the thing about Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois, all this time, I'm thinking Daniel Dubois is yeah, that is a new one, SK Audio. That is a new one. Man, he at Wingstop. Do they have Wingstop in the UK? Is Wingstop in the UK? Because I've never been to England or UK. I've never been to England, should I say. Fury's coming back. Finally gonna show you he's still top 5. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Okay, wait, Joe Kevin. I saw also a video 3 days ago, Warren saying he is in Brazil because he had a hard camp regardless. Well, Joe, you got to send links, man. Look, if you can prove, how do you prove, Joe? How do you prove he's in Brazil? How do you prove he's in Brazil? See, you're saying your family that lives in Brazil saying they seen Danny Dubois in Brazil. You know what I mean? Like I know that he goes to Brazil after every fight he goes there. And I'm pretty sure where I know where he goes. Let me tell you guys something. Daniel Dubois is a guy that he's young, and I think he found out about a harem of like a place that you can go for fun. No, we don't have Wingstop, but we have Popeyes. That's not the same at all. You see, in fact, I'm from Louisiana, baby uno. Let me tell you something about Popeyes. Popeyes is not even the same outside of New Orleans. Facts. You have to go to New Orleans. I try to get evidence and DM you. Joe Callis, please. No, I'm dead ass because see, saying something like that cracks this shit wide open. That'll show that Danny Dubois, Doug Parker, and guess what? If the proof is valid, that info needs to come out because people need to see what type of shit goes on in boxing. You see what I mean? Because I mean that he shouldn't be walking around like this, parading and treating himself to a whole lot of Brazilian pussy. Hmm. I said it. That's why he's going down there. You think he's banging his girlfriend like that? No, he's going down there. He ain't even. He's going down to a whole different part of Brazil. Do you guys know Brazil is like the same size as the USA? Like size wise, it's huge. It's huge, bro. Skrilla 50. Skrilla 50. Come on. Come on. Go to the brothel and wait outside, and Triple D will walk out in front. Yeah, I mean, look, he's a young bro. He's a young dude. He trains hard. And one thing about if you train, every man knows if you train hard and you exercise and you get in shape, those urges are going to come, bro. You ain't had sweets or sugar, and you're limiting yourself, and it's been a while, bro. You're ready to kill something. Mike Tyson used to do it all the time. He used to buy hookers and prostitutes, and yeah, Mike Tyson used to tear them girls up. I want two at a time. I want two. I want two women. I want two. I want two whores. I want two whores, two at a time. A lot of Brazilian rainforest. Absolutely, Kurt. I used to live in Slidell. Popeyes in New Orleans is some fire. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's different. I want two at a time. I want that one. I want that one. Oh, I like a backside. You come here, I want to taste you. I want to break your back. I want to break it. I want to break it spinal. Bro, yeah. Triple D in Brazil getting that BBL boot tie. He's probably getting that natural. Because understand, a lot of you look, they call it Brazilian butt lift, but actually they call it that because women there, a lot of them have natural builds. You know what I'm saying? Big booties, small hips, because they do a lot of running and training. But a lot of them are beautiful. I lived in Brazil from when did I move to Brazil? I started moving down there in late 2014. Um, Late 2014. I moved there of February 5th, February of 2015 to uh, January of 2016. Okay, so I was there for a year because I moved there right around Carnival. Carnival. I moved there at that time, and I moved back right before it started again. You know, people acted like Turkey on the straight and narrow and not manipulating fights. Well, I think he makes the best fights, but I don't think he's beyond manipulation now. I think he's human like most people. I need a Brazilian peach. If you lived in Brazil, Kurt, what on earth forced you to go back to the US? Gotta get back, man. Gotta get back. Well, for one, uh, I was engaged to a girl down there and we lived together. That's why I was there for that time span, from that time span, you know. And it's different when you live there versus when you go to a party. Like Triple D's going on boats, and he's probably at the Pestana, or the balcony's closed, but he probably was there. He probably was at the Mavis, the Centuras, the Cuatro by Cuatro. It's a lot of places that he could have went, bro. The Centuras is like the high scale whorehouses. Yeah, you just to keep it a buck. No, I'm not a passport, bro. No, I mean those dudes are stupid. No, like. Here's the thing. I can't say they're stupid. I'm not gonna say that. Let me rephrase. I think people throw that term around. Passport, bro. No, not a passport, bro. I read somewhere Mike would f in the dressing room right before and relax him so he wouldn't kill his opponents. I don't know about all that. Kurt was no, I was not, bro. No, was not a passport, bro. Not at all. Man, a brother with a passport don't make you a passport, bro. Is your Tony Parker you feel shafted? East for Americans to travel anywhere with their passport. Well, I would admit a lot of people don't have passports. Kurt didn't want to bring them back. On the contrary, actually, my ex actually stays here. So, that's not necessarily true. Torres is his biography talked about Mike Tyson being FED sparring partners, and did he said they were fed to him. CJ, what's up, champ? CJ in the building, what's up, brother? Counter punch to you. Listen, but no, but him being in Kurt was a pimp, which explains his ties to Kenny Port. That's funny though. Skrilla 50. Uh yeah, you need to definitely check out my members only, because I mean I'm gonna go there with that. Patreon members only, bro. I'm gonna start because I want to do, I'm honestly in the future, I want to do 50-50. Sure, I like doing videos and stuff going live, but I would rather do more Patreon and more members only, because I think I have more to offer basis, because it would be a lot more that I could talk about on that platform than here. So yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Skrilla 50. You're gonna want to check that out. hmm Passport bros look for love in sex tourism areas. Yeah, that's stupid. That's the dumbest shit ever. That's the dumbest ever. That's why I like no. Passport bros are those guys that live in America. Let me explain to you what a passport bro is. Passport bros. They are people that gave up on love in the country that they live in, right? Mostly black American guys. They have given up, or they never had it. Most of them are IT workers and overweight black fat dudes that don't listen, that don't get it to where they are. They don't know what it's like to properly date or to have it going on in the city or the country that they live in. That's the facts. So then they go over to another place and then get ramrodded by a bunch of interesadas, or whores, prostitutes, sluts in another country. That's what happens. That's the truth. And then they say, "Oh, I'm in love because this girl loves me," and then they get back to the states And then they sent all this damn money over there to their mom, to their aunt, to their sister, to their kids. Their kids are grown. Hell yeah, Kurt, I'm in all for that Patreon content. Yep. Triple D's better stay focused. This new lifestyle activity to Brazil might be the beginning of for the end of him. Yeah. That is what Johnny Fisher did to himself. Heard this explanation of passport bros is pure guilt. I'm just telling you, that's what they do. You see them, bro. It's funny as hell. You see them, you go, and here's the thing. A lot of times people, like people talk about DR and stuff like that. I go to DR. Sure, I go to DR. I have family in DR. So I don't go there to, I want to meet something. No, you don't. I don't go there to meet women. You don't go there to meet women in DR. Because you know enough of women in DR. What you got to go there and meet them for? You know different areas. I know that whole country. I know that whole country. Let me tell you guys a fun fact. Fun fact is, I have relatives in DR. They are Dominicans, but their roots are not Dominican. Their roots are Cuban. Okay, and they've been there. They've been there for about 50 years, or some of them been there for 40 years. Okay. So a lot of people, not everyone left and went to America. Some people went to another Spanish speaking country. And when they went there, okay, because a lot of them were tobacco rollers. And also another thing that you can exercise your craft is in Dominican Republic, because they also rolled cigars there as well. They grew tobacco there. Okay. They harvested, they refined it. So they moved there. All right. But then the second generation and all that, yeah, they're Dominicans, of course, because they've been there. Curtis, like, man, let me tell you something. I let the ladies crowd around to get a look. I let the hustle come to me. No, I mean, look, listen. So that's, but then here's the thing: those guys, you see them coming, and they're poor bastards. A lot of them, I feel bad for them. And anybody, like, I mean, I don't like. I try to educate everyone that, like, let's say I'm flying out of Miami to DR. If someone that's never been to DR and they're there by themselves, I'm like, bro, you're already fucking up. You're already making a mistake. You're already making a mistake. For one, you don't go there by yourself. You go there with someone that you know. You go there by yourself thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to be. No, you don't do that. That's not a very smart thing to do, especially you can go to the Capitol. And if you're going to do something innocent, that's fine. Like, hey, I'm going to go and, I'm going to check out the Spanish forts. I'm going to check out the museums. That's fine. It's all fine and dandy. But, if you're going to go there and, fuck off and, do whatever, you're going by yourself, that's not a good idea. Just like there's a link between Haitians and Cubans. Rigondeaux came from Cuba, but his name and what he said in interviews indicates that he has Haitian as well. Well, maybe so, but understand this. Haiti and Dominican Republic is the same country. They just drew a division between it, So, and then there's hundreds of thousands of Haitians in Dominican Republic on the Dominican side. So there you go. But anyway, Kurt, go to Africa. Them black African big back queens will love you there. Baby Uno, it's crazy you say that, right? I dated a girl for years, and she was from Mali. Blew my mind. Looked like Sade, wavy hair. You would think she's from the Caribbean or nothing. No, she's from Mali, north of Bamako. Yeah, absolutely. Muslim girl, magnifique, right? Beautiful. Met her when I was in college. So yeah, it's crazy. Years ago, bro. Years ago. Triple D likes his Brazilian medicine. But listen, no, man, dead ass. Dead ass. If Daniel Dubois is in Brazil right now, you guys do understand. That means if he's in Brazil right now and you claim that what's his name? Joe Callis. Joe Callis claims that he's in Brazil. And we've seen that fight. When did that fight happen? The fight was on the 22nd. The day is the 1st. He's supposed to flew out of Saudi Arabia the 24th. You mean to tell me yesterday, which was the 28th, you flew out to go back to the UK on the 24th, and someone saw you 4 days later on the 28th in Brazil? Nah, man. With all the Brazilian work, he's got to take supplements to replace the zinc and vitamin D he's losing. And the name is of French origin. Origendao, yeah. But no, that's crazy. I mean, 4 days later, you're in Brazil. That's, bro, I don't know. I mean, and maybe, and think of this, Daniel Dubois walks around with a flip phone, but I think there's a reason he does that. You know what I mean? See, with a smartphone, you're more inclined to, you're more tempted to like post things because he's already got in a lot of trouble for just posting certain things here and there because people are going to make a video about it. He's the IBF heavyweight champion of the world. What's the heavyweight champion of the world doing in Brazil? You know what I mean? Brazil is already a tourist spot. It's already a known tourist spot for sexcations, bro. So you're there. Dubois in Brazil telling people, tell Kurt I said what up. Yep. Tell Kurt DeVille I'm with his girl. I'm with your ex-girl. Kurt, can you please stay another hour, please? Thanks, because I just came in. Jack's man, Pennant. I don't know about another hour. I'll stay for a while though. Know about another hour though. But no, that's crazy news to me. But yeah, like if Daniel Dubois is in Brazil, I can find out if he is. Let me check. Let me see this real quick because I don't know how true that is. Kurt, they want to keep you hostage here for another hour. What was it Dubois Sr. said about Daniel's illness? I mean, he said the same thing Don Charles said. He said that he had a inflammation of the ear, and swollen glands, and they got him on antibiotics. Well, that was it was a viral infection. The viral infection, as we know and we debunked, you don't use antibiotics for a viral infection. You let it run its course. Simple. That's already suspect because you're already telling something to people that don't make sense. So anybody in the medical field that knows this can debunk that easily. So what you're telling people don't make any sense, So what you're telling people is a bunch of bullshit, people. That's all. Kurt, what do you think about heavyweight prospect Alexis Barriere or Barriere? Is it Barriere? I don't know who that is. Didn't Don Charles say something about Triple D getting nervous before fights? He probably did. I mean, But I think everybody gets a little nervous before fights. Eating tainted, strange, and then needing an antibiotic for the aftermath. Um, Daniel Dubois down in Brazil, and you know something strange? Daniel Dubois looks Brazilian. You know how many Brazilian dudes look like Danny Dubois in Brazil? Like big, black, stout, you know what I mean? Big, black, stout, bald-headed men walking around Brazil with broad shoulders. Yeah, that Daniel Dubois looks Brazilian, bro. He looks like a Brazilian. I mean, seriously. If you know anything about Brazil, it's the second highest populated place for black people in the world. Fact. Another fun fact. Brazil is full of black people. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot of Daniel Dubois lookalikes down there. That's why I want to know. That's why I reached out to my source to see what's going on. African origins. Yep, Kurt. You're speaking the truth. Yeah, you know. He popped dirty, then he went to Brazil to avoid Vada. I keep hearing that, man, but I don't see any because Vada already tested him about a week ago. You know, they tested him when he said he was sick. So I'm glad that that was debunked. So I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. You know, but no, Daniel Dubois, if he's in Brazil, uh, the question you ask yourself is that's the dumbest thing he could ever do, though, honestly. Yeah, Dubois. Yeah, Dubois. People say Dubois. You know, I'm from Louisiana. We say Dubois, bro. We don't say Dubois. We say a bear. You know, we don't even say what's the word they say. They say I don't even know how to say it in English. Wouldn't the sick explanation provide an explanation for something being found in his system? No, because it had to be something in his system on the banned substance list or on the performance enhancing drugs list. If it's not on that list, you can't say it doesn't qualify for one of those. It's not a drug that they found in his system. An infection or a viral infection or whatever, he had some kind of virus. But I'll tell you this: the kid Austin, the Floyd Schofield shit. Now they can't even talk about what's going on with them. So you can't even use that anymore. You can't use, oh, well, he's sick too now. So a lot of people signed up for that Turki Alashik fight, and I think a lot of people were still dealing with Al Heyman, and I think Al Heyman had a lot to do with a lot of people not like David Benavidez, you know? Yeah. Who wins, Parker or Jarrell Miller? Probably Parker, but because Parker knows how to box and move, and I think he can. If he can box around Andy Ruiz, he can box around Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller would have to lose some weight, and he has to be able to keep up with the punch output of Joseph Parker. If he can do that, he may be able to win a decision. It would be close. Um, I don't know if Joseph could knock him out, but with the heavy weight, it looks good on him. But we only seen 2 rounds, so that could all be perception. It could be a bunch of bullshit, you know. But I definitely easily see Parker outboxing Jarrell Miller. Just not like Jarrell Miller's this guy that just cuts off the ring. He walks towards you. He walks you down. You know what I mean? He's just here, come here. You know, and he'll take 2 or 3 of your shots. Hopefully, he's able to set up. He's not even there to set up his shots to hit you. He just wants to be close enough to hit you. So he's like one of those guys, Jarrell Miller. He walks up to you. He eats 2 or 3 of your shots. Hopefully, he can get a shot or two off before you move. You know, after you've made your own attack. After you've thrown your combinations, you're trying to move left or right, hopefully, because if you move straight back, he's going to punch you with that straight right hand or a jab or straight right hand, which he should do, because you shouldn't be moving straight back to any fighter. You move side to side, never straight back in a boxing match. That's the first thing you learn in amateurs. Never go straight back. The only way Miller can cut off the ring is if you put a cheeseburger in each corner. Be amazing if Turkey put on Usyk versus Caballo, Dubois versus Parker on the same card. Winners would go on for undisputed. Caballo, I think, got Parker's number through sheer activity. Now, what do you mean March Madness? It's March Madness, bro. It's March. Miller versus Dillian White. That would be good. I would like to see that fight. That would be actually a classic fight. I would love to see those guys fight. I would love to see Dillian White and Miller. I think the buildup would be good. I think it's a lot better than fucking Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce is cool, but I think honestly Joe Joyce is to a point where he's getting too old. His punch resistance is not anywhere where it needs to be. That means his ass is in trouble because he's too slow. And one of the things I hope that I'm not correct about is I'm thinking Joe Joyce is suffering from CE or CTE. Kurt, Frank Sanchez versus Joseph Parker would be a good fight. It would, but it would at this point, it's like, dude, just because I'm not as popular as Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, because just Usyk's just so good, or Deontay Wilder, I'm not getting an opportunity. You know, but no, man, I do think honestly that Joe Joyce, like Zhang took out Joyce, and now Zhang is gone too. I mean, everybody is fleeting the sport, and it's happening quickly. And this is my thing. I know Turkey's used to doing things fast, but I think he's doing it too fast. You know what I mean? Like I think he's moving too fast. Like there's no reason for another undisputed fight right now. We saw that. Kurt, what of one on the night, Deontay Wilder versus Martin McCullough? I don't know. Probably McCullough. You know, it's all about Benn versus Eubank here in the UK at the moment. I guess not really to me. I think Chris Eubank and Benn, like as far as I have more UK subscribers, yes, but they aren't where they used to be. As far as Benn goes and Eubank goes, sure I cover it because it's boxing, but it's not like pretty much, you know, that fight I think should have been better off 2 years ago. Kurt, at least you're doing notifications for your channel. At least YouTube is doing notifications. Well, yeah, I guess. Tim Bradley is a jack off? Bro, I haven't heard that term, Jesus, in about 20 years. I haven't heard no one use that in a long time. Wow. Why is Tim Bradley say Fury is an all-time great but not Usyk? Is he a hater? Well, because Tyson Fury was an ESPN fighter. Timothy Bradley, I think he still works for ESPN. If Tyson Fury comes back, he will still be co-promoted by Bob Arum, which makes him still a top-ranked fighter. It's all about top rank. Man, I haven't heard that in a long time. Jack off. Jack off. Yeah, that's crazy. Kurt, do you think Wilder and Ngannou is actually going to happen. I hope so. For Wilder's sake, for Ngannou's sake, I just want those guys to make some money because Ngannou's what 40 years old now, right? They're like the same age. How old is Francis Ngannou? He's 38. How old is Deontay Wilder? He's 39, right? Yeah, he's 39 years old. He'll be 40 this year. When is Francis Ngannou's birthday? So he'll be 39. So they're like a year apart. So they're late 30s. Timothy Bradley is a puppet with a hand rammed up his arse. Hmm. Meg Hearn versus Ellerby fight, but there's got to be some elliptic testing for both nostrils. Nah, I think I don't know. I don't know how in shape. Um, I don't know how in shape uh, Leonard Ellerby is because I mean he's rich, he has money, he doesn't have to do anything no more. I think he's made you know he's not done. You know he's chilling. Leonard Ellerby is chilling in his mansion in Vegas. You know, eating shrimps and steaks. You know, he's probably going to the gym. You know, if I was that age, I would definitely be trying to push it to the limit. If I was Leonard Ellerby's age, let's see, how old is Leonard Ellerby? How old is Leonard Ellerby? He's 59 years old. If I'm 59 years old, bro, that's like in 15 years. In 15 years, at 59 years old, for me, I'd be on testosterone replacement, and I would be jacked because I'm already in pretty decent shape. With the guns. So because I go to the gym, bro. And that's basically all I've been doing, bro. Working, church, gym. So YouTube, with church, YouTube, gym, in that order. So that's what I do. If Leonard Ellerby inhales in the desert, it can cause a sandstorm. Kurt Jaya Pataya versus Gabby Dubois would be a good future fight. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. Because something tells me, and this is my prediction on Daniel Dubois, something tells me that Daniel Dubois will not be around a long time. I don't think he'll be around a while. I don't think that. I think the money that he's made, think about it. He fought Jarrell Miller. Let's see how much money he's got with Jarrell Miller. How much money did Daniel Dubois get fighting Jarrell Miller? Okay, AI is tripping. They said Daniel Dubois lost to Jarrell Miller in a boxing match, but reportedly earned a large amount of money in pay-per-view shares. That's bullshit. Did you guys just hear that? Daniel Dubois reportedly earned around 2.2 million from his fight against Joe Joyce. Okay. He reportedly made about $2 million fighting Usyk. Okay, so that's 4 million. How much money did Danny Dubois make fighting Anthony Joshua? 3.5. But he could potentially make 10 million. So something tells me, bro, he's not going to be around too much longer. I think Danny Dubois, I don't think he'll be around long, and I think it would be foolish for him. If I was Danny Dubois and doing everything I'm doing, I would retire at 30. Yeah, AI tripping, bro. You see, that's what it said. Um, all in his pockets. No, I'm just saying. I don't see what Daniel could possibly do. He's been a champ. He's been a WBA regular champ. He's a millionaire. He's 28. You know what I mean? He probably might do it for his child he's just about to have. Maybe, maybe not. Ruiz coming to an end. What last 3 fights would you make for him? Shit, I don't know. because I don't know how serious he is about the sport. I think Andy Ruiz's career ended before we even knew it did. I think it ended in 2019. Andy came and went in the same year. That man came, whooped AJ's ass, and then at the end of that year, got outboxed, and we pretty much heard from him. He didn't resurface until 2021. Then 2023, right? He fought Jarrell Miller last year in 2024. Only one fight he had. He didn't do anything in 2023. He didn't fight at all. He fought in 2022, and um that was Luis Ortiz. Kurt, I always wanted to see Andy Ruiz versus I get Caballero. Caballero, he could possibly beat him, but here's the thing. That would be a war, bro. I would love to see that fight because that fight is exactly what Andy wants. He wants that type of style. He wants someone to come and bang him to the body and get close to him so he can set those wide ass hooks up. And they're explosive too. And he's ready to land. He's ready to catch get Caballero. See, speed is power as well. I think Zili Zhang has hard, blunt punches. I think they may be heavier, but Andy's punches are faster and more explosive. They may hit a little different. Luis Ortiz, Martin McCauley, and Francis Ngannou are all long lost brothers. Kurt, who are your current favorite non-heavyweight UK boxers and why? I like Nick Ball. I like Callum Smith. Nick Ball is just an action guy. He has a lot of energy and he throws a lot of punches. Callum Smith, I think he's a seasoned veteran. I think he's been in there with the best. Canelo Alvarez. He's been in there with Artur Beterbiev. He's had his war and his doubts, like fights like John Ryder. Because a lot of people think John Ryder beat Callum Smith. Callum Smith knocked out Rocky Fielding. He has power. He's tall. Who else? I mean, non-heavyweight. There's not really anyone there, honestly, because if you look at most like British fighters under the heavyweight division, I don't really know too many. Other than that, to be fair, Kurt, would you think about Moses? Well, Moses Atoma, but he's a heavyweight, so we're not talking about him. Triple D is the perfect place. Is the perfect place, especially if he's able to beat Usyk. He will be able to be the cash cow. He can go for another 5 to 10 years. He's not going to do that though. If he's smart, he wouldn't. Because if he fights another 10, 15 years, bro, that's dumb. 10 years, he'll be 38. He's not going to fight 15 years. Maybe 5. But, he will probably retire when AJ does. AJ is going to retire this year. What? Get Caballero versus Alexander Povetkin. That's a dangerous fight because Povetkin can punch. No, he's 28. Danny Dubois' age. Oh, so he is 27. My fault. Go ahead, Tasakul. Damn, he is 27. He's young. So that meant he was 26 turning 27. Is there a call-in link? No, you know what I decided to do? Like I'm gonna have call-in days, right? But the call-in days won't be call-in days. What I'll do is I'm just going to when you donate, then I'll share the link with you through Instagram. So inbox me or become an Instagram follower, and then like DM me, and then verify what you just donated, and then we'll come on, and then I'll set a timer. That's what I'll do because I got a Discord account. I don't know shit about it. I'm just gonna be real with you. I don't know shit about it, and the person that set it up for me don't know shit about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like I'm not gonna fuck with and bother Ness. Like it ain't how you use it. You know what I mean? He's busy doing his own shit. You know. Now when I actually get it going, like working, I know how to use it. It'll be different. I want to see Moses versus Wardley. Yeah, but I don't know. Moses is going to be the future. I mean, I just think what happened, man, is just AJ is like the biggest thing that happened that came out of UK in the last 20 years. You know what I mean? Because you only have like a certain popularity of talent, not skill set, but popularity of a fighter. Like Princess Ahmed was popular. You know what I mean? AJ's popular. Lennox Lewis was more skillful than he was popular. So it is what it is. But yes, so I'm going to wait to see what Mr. Callis is talking about. If he can prove that Danny Dubois is in Brazil, that shuts down a lot, doesn't it? But people didn't like Claudius. No, they didn't. Oh yeah, Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton was also popular too. St. Don. Thank you. But there was somebody I'm missing because I mean, you get see the thing that popped in my mind. The fighters that popped in my mind was Carl Froch, uh, um, Joe Calzaghe, which I know he's from Wales. Um, uh, who else? Um, Chris Eubank, Billy Joe Saunders, fighters like that. But they're not big get stars. You know what I mean? They're not stars. They're good fighters, but they're not stars. You know, Moses Atoma needs to get in a real fight. I mean, he has. It's just there's levels to this. Before I can say how good he really is. Kurt, what about Bokadi Jololov? He's not from the UK. Carl Froch's nose versus Leonard Ellerby's nose. Um, hell, Carl Froch had a beak. He didn't have a nose. He had a damn crow's beak. Leonard Ellerby has a nose that looks like a booty hole with hemorrhoids. Yeah, dude. Uh, very descriptive, very distinct nose. Yeah, man. But guys, so the verdict is out on Triple D. Is this guy sick? Is he not? Is he in Brazil? Is he not? We will see. I want proof that he is. I want to see that if he's okay or whatever, because we haven't heard from him. Radio silence away. He doesn't have the capability, which I think is dumb as fuck. Because even if you don't have a phone, you'd have a tablet, bro. And if you don't have a tablet, you got a computer. If you don't have a computer, you got something. You know. You know. Triple D is lovesick. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on with Triple D. If he's in Brazil, something's going on with him. Because if you keep flying over there, back and forth, going there, I don't know. Kurt, when are you coming to England? Soon. Kurt versus 50 Cent in a boxing match. I wouldn't fight 50 Cent in a boxing match unless I was getting paid for it. 50 Cent? Yeah, I'd fight 50 Cent in a boxing match. Give me $1 million. I'll do it for $1 million. Cool, $1 million. Dead ass. Me and 50 could go. Shout out to 50 Cent, man. You imagine that? Me and 50 Cent in the boxing match? Stomer Fast Air. Hi, Kurt. My son will be watching you. Now he loves your channel. Can you give him a shout out? His name is Daniel Brown from MK. Thanks, brother. Stormer Fast Air. Shout out to your son, Daniel Brown. Shout out to Daniel Brown in the building. Welcome. Become a member. Don't hate. Always donate. Boss. But no, imagine me and 50 Cent in a in a fight. Yeah, man, I'm tired of you taking my intro. Tired of you using my money. I come to collect, Come to lick my intro. You know what I mean? Come to collect, you know what I'm saying? Come to lick. Does anybody actually think Triple D will beat Usyk? How old is 50 Cent? 50 Cent is 49. I think he'll be 50 this year. If he's not already 50. No, he's 49. How old is 50 Cent? 49. July 6th, he will be 50. Kurt, would you knock out 50 Cent? I don't know. 50 Cent's kind of thick, bro. You gotta watch guys like that. It ain't like he can't fight. 50 Cent, if you guys remember, he used to be a promoter, a boxing promoter. He used to promote Yorioka's Gamboa. Yeah. How old are you, Kurt? Early to mid 40s. I'm not anywhere near 50. So, but no, 50 Cent. Nah, man, 50. I think 50. Yeah, you got to watch 50. I think 50. You stick. I mean, 50 was in pretty good. Like, but you know what? That was kind of like 10 years. 10 years ago, he was where he needed to be. Maybe shit. He was probably about 40 years old. What 50 Cent weighing in at? 50 Cent's probably about. If I had to guess, about 250. Hell no, Usyk would beat Triple D more convincingly than the first time. Warren going in and saying Usyk versus Dubois will be planned just 24 hours before Parker versus Bacali. Don't know how that would be. Kurt the Hurt DeVille would KO 50. I'm serious. I would fight him. I would fight him for $1 million. Me and 50 Cent. They're like Kurt DeVille. Yeah, Kurt DeVille. Yeah, you're the stunt guy. He's the stunt guy. Kurt, can you imagine Ika Barabucci versus Kimbo Slice in a street fight? No, because Kimbo Slice, that's his. Kimbo Slice fighting Ika Barabucci. First of all, I don't think Ike wouldn't fight him in a street fight, and Ike's nuts. Kimbo would fight Ike, but I think that would be a dangerous fight for so many reasons. I don't even want to predict a fight like that because you don't want to know the outcome because Ika Barabucci and Kimbo, they're both naturally, Kimbo's he's from the Bahamas. He's a naturally huge, strong guy. Ika Barabucci, is from Nigeria. He's physically strong. Guys like that are dangerous. You know what I mean? Like you can tell Ika Barabucci's like naturally muscular. You got to be careful for guys like that. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is like, if you got to, let's see. Let's say that. Hold on, let me show you guys. The evolution of man picture. All right, look. All right, let me show you guys something. All right. All right, check this out. Right. Let me. Okay. Let me show you. Look at this. A lot of these guys, okay, if that's man, right? Mike is probably that dude. A lot of people have this DNA in them. That person is probably 10 times stronger than that person there. You don't want to mess with that person. That's that Mike Tyson DNA. That's that Ika Barabucci DNA. That's that Kimbo Slice DNA. Right there. That guy right there. That guy right there. That guy. You don't want to deal with that person. That person will knock your face into next week. You guys know of like chimps and chimpanzees and guys, them chimpanzees rip people's face off and like seriously, that is the type of power you do not want to deal with. I missed effing an hour because fell asleep. What I missed? Man, you missed an hour and 35 minutes. Hey, Triple D allegedly is in Brazil. That was a significance, different bone density. Absolutely. Harder punches, different bone density. You know what I mean? There is no missing link, Kurt. I don't know what that means, James. Uh Final flash. So listen. No, I mean Kimbo Slice and Ika Barabucci. Ika Barabucci, he's built different, man. He's just built different. Oh, aliens are the missing link. Okay. The big dosser, Daniel back on Mexican beef. I don't know. Maybe he's on Brazilian beef. I ain't heard of him being in Mexico, but we definitely heard he's in Brazil. Poche Pinchoro. The big dosser, Daniel. Oh man. No, nah, man. Ika Barabucci, and what happened to him? And it's bad. Like someone like that, I think he's too dangerous. Luis Ortiz can't get a fight because he's too old and he's not worth the risk. Ika Barabucci, I think, is in the same boat. Triple D in Brazil getting his love bone density check. Jax Van Pennant. Kurt, what about an Anthony Joshua versus Bob Sapp in a street fight? Bob Sapp would destroy Anthony Joshua in a street fight or any other platform besides boxing. You don't want to put anyone outside of boxing in a street fight. You think that's AJ in a street fight? No, AJ is tall and long, bro. Okay. And fighting someone, you can tell, like when Daniel Dubois tore into him, it didn't look right, did it? It looked like someone that didn't supposed to be there. And it wasn't like Danny Dubois was like, he didn't look dynamic. He was just like a dude just naturally beating the shit out of another dude. That's how it looked. And Johnson was like, and I'm like, dude, fight this dude. He's trying to grab him. He's trying to do that Klitschko shit, that jab and that grab, and come here before you beat me up type shit. Bro, it was embarrassing. You know? Ali and Holyfield, Islam Almighty, pray. Okay. Ika Barabucci versus Big Mike, Michelle Obama. Who do you got? Come on, bro. Joshua natural build is for a 100 million runner, 100-meter runner. St. Don, dead ass. Dead ass. I mean, I think he's more of a runner if he obeyed his body style. What I mean obey, I mean you go with nature, you work with nature, not against it. Anthony Joshua lifting all those weights and shit, he's going against it. I'm just keeping it real. Like someone that tall like that that lift weights like he did, AJ will probably have knee problems. He's gonna let him in a couple of years. I guarantee you. Well, knowing AJ, he'll probably do stem cell because he got money. Because that's what people are doing. Kurt, I always wanted to see Kimbo Slice versus Bob Sapp. That's a crazy fight. Listen, I'm telling you, no, AJ wasn't on point that night. There ain't no way Triple G beats an AJ who's turning up for a fight. No way. Well, Tony Lyons, we got to see. Sugar Joseph Parker should sue Dubois for the training camp costs. The bill can run into six figures. And that is true. That is, like your corner, your camp, the pay, You got to pay that. AJ don't lift like you seem to think, bro. He really don't. Okay, but I'm like this, Tony. Tony, I'm like this. AJ, that is not because I know guys like that. I know guys that are naturally slender. The dude is tall, bro. He's tall. He just don't obey his body type. The weights that he lifts, I think it's man, it's like Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is not that big naturally. AJ is not that big naturally. He's just not. And I'm not saying they're juicing. What I'm saying is they're eating more and they're putting on more weight. Prime Putin, Kurt. Who you got? Prime Putin versus Kurt. Too much muscles and it's bad for boxing, affects flexibility. James Jameson, absolutely. If Anthony Joshua was more slender, if he was just this tall, wiry dude, he could fight, he could be a lot faster. You know what I mean? And not saying he has bad genes, because obviously he don't. What I'm saying is he's put too much muscle on. Those muscles slow him down after a while. He say, no, AJ is a beast if you see him in real life. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But what I'm saying is he is more taller and lanky. That's why I got so pissed off when Dillian White called him a lanky piece of shit. You remember when he said that? When he said that, Joshua got so pissed because he remembered it threw him back to a time where he was tall and skinny. And I can relate because I was tall and skinny. I was a tall, skinny, straight up and down beanpole. Let me tell you a true story. I walked into a bank one time. I might have been 28 years old. I don't even think I was 30. And I ran into an underclassman that she was a teller at the bank. So I came up to the bank and they were like, "Hey, Kurt, how you doing? I remember me. I'm Jacoby Richardson's sister," because it was Jacoby Richardson, one of my homeboys I went to school with. And I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" She's like, "Oh God, you've put on weight. You look good." I said, "I appreciate it." She's like, "Because you were a hell of a skinny back then." And I was like, I wasn't that skinny. No. Yeah, you were skinny. You're kind of like anorexic skinny. I was like, damn, all right, give me my damn money. You know what I mean? Let me get out of your face now. You're pissing me off because it didn't. You know what I mean? And I think Joshua got in that same mind frame. Kurt, you still tall and skinny, please. Damn. That's crazy. All right. Not that skinny, bro. All right. Me and AJ got that same what's the word? Complex. Too legit a jit would beat the hell out of triple dull. I would like to see that though. Challenging fights, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see bullshit fights. I don't want to see redos. I don't want to see rematches. Frank Bruno used to carry too much muscle too. He struggled carrying that in the late rounds. I can see that. He was a muscular cat. Caballero versus Triple D would be fire. It would be. Frank Bruno used to carry around too much muscle too. He struggled carrying it into the late rounds. I already got that. The perfect height and size for heavyweights is Usyk, Caballero, Parker. These guys are exactly as Muhammad Ali. Lennox Lewis was muscular too, though. He was ripped but could carry it. Well, Lennox Lewis, if you notice, slowly put on that weight. He wasn't just big or thick overnight. He had to grow into that weight naturally. Kurt always wanted to see Evander Holyfield versus Razor Ruddock. Daniel is a limited champion. Poor footwork, slow, and easy to hit. Yeah. Yeah, Bruno was built like a brick shithouse. I get is a killer. I respect his craft. Joe 187. That absolutely. He was exactly like your name. 187. Daryl Masters. Greetings, Kurt. Parker has time to wait so long as he can get an interim fight and then a belt fight later in the year. I don't know about this time to wait shit because he's been around 10 years now. And why would he want to wait? How long? How long would he have to wait? He's been waiting forever. Triple D is as suspicious as Gene Hackman's death. Damn. Kurt, who wins? Anthony Joshua versus Riddick Bowe. Oh, that's a good fight. That's a very good fight. Frank Bruno is really thin now. Yeah, him, Wesley Snipes, them dudes are kind of shriveled up. On mute. No, I was on mute. I'm not now. Yep, all those unnatural muscles did AJ no good at all. No, they didn't. You know what I mean? He just put those muscles on. I think he felt he needed them. I mean, it's great for an image. You know what I mean? Not saying that he looks bad. You know what I'm saying? All the chicks want to, you know, uh, chicks like it. But I mean, it doesn't do him anything in a damn fight. He gets tired quick. You know what I mean? Nah, it's not a good thing. Bro, Frank Bruno should narrate audiobooks with that voice. Have you heard this dude laugh? I'm like, dude, what is your problem? Kurt, you call Bruno a Snipes now, shriveled up? Nah, you deep, bro. Now, I'm just saying, if he's small, that's what, look at Snipes. Snipes looks like he's been smoking crack for 3 years. There, I said it. Maybe he's went vegan or something like that, but he looks old. It's crazy, man. People think just because you get smaller means you look better. That does not mean that. I'm sorry, it doesn't mean that. And whoever's listening, if you think, let me be smaller, and smaller therefore looks better, you're delusional. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. No, a friend of mine, man, she stopped eating beef, chicken, and pork. Well, she was like built like a stallion, tall, like an athlete. You know what I mean? Like a kind of Serena Williams like. Now she looks like a crackhead from South Central. And she's like, "Hey, I look good." I said, "Okay, if you say so. You want me to lie to you? You look like a crackhead, bro. I'm sorry. Just because you lose weight doesn't make you look better. You have to go with nature and not against it. If you're naturally big boned and and here's the thing about losing weight too. It's not even the fact of losing weight, it's the fact of losing weight at a certain time frame. If you lose weight all of a sudden, like you got some type of fucking terminal cancer, yes, you're gonna look nasty. You're gonna look like a wrinkled up, wet rag. Your skin is gonna fall off your body. It's gonna look gross. And that's one of my pet peeves, bro. I hate people that grow by getting liposuction and their fucking arm shit's bro. That makes me want to gag, bro. Dead ass. When I see stuff like that, like stuff like that, it makes me gag. Okay, my pet peeves. You know what? I'm gonna save that for a members only Patreon. I can't give it all the way. Like Sam B. Jones, I can't give it away. I had a friend, man, named Sam B. Jones. That was his stage name. He was African. He's from Cameroon, but bro, he looked like Sidney Poitier. He laughed like Jay-Z, but he talked like this. Yes. Harry Carpenter, mean Harry. Bruno was a good guy. I also met Nigel Benn when he was DJing in a club, he was higher than the space station. Yeah, I used to hear Nigel Benn used to get high as a kite. Nothing, mate. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm old school, mate. I'm really sorry. Kurt walking up to people on Ozempic. Homie, are you all right? It's just you're so damn emaciated. Kurt couldn't sugarcoat if he was paid to. Nah, I could. Man, okay. Um, real special friend of mine told me something about myself. Like I think everybody knows me that has been following my channel for quite some time. You know, uh, shout out to Virgin, man. She tells me like, "Hey, you know what? You're a combination of a good guy slash asshole. You're like 50% good guy and then 50% asshole." She said, "That's you," and I'm like, "All right." You know what I mean? Like, what do you do with that? Because I mean, it's not like she was trying to take or dig fun at me. So it is what it is. So I mean, that's just me. So if I tell somebody something, I believe in. Here's the thing: I would rather hurt you with the truth than hurt you with a lie. You know what I mean? So it's better to tell you something that's truthful than tell you something that's a lie. You know what I mean? So, Kurt, you should throw a fan get together meet and greet. Would be awesome. Dark Slagle, it would be. I mean, where the hell would I throw it at? You know? I mean, in America, how many people would show up where? Because I mean, the USA is big. Probably UK, I could pull it off in the UK. You know, Fight Sports Talk. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Hey, I'm Scottish. I'm 40% whiskey. James Jameson in the building. I heard that. St. John City are having a bad season. But no, I mean, I like, and a friend of mine, she got pissed at me too, man, because I told her, I'm like, yo, you look sick. You look like you got AIDS. I told her, look like you got AIDS. Because she was talking to some guy she was dating, and then they fell out, and then like I was like, damn. It's like that Kevin Hart. Like because you see someone and you're like, what's up with you? All the shit was all bony and shit. I was like, oh my God, bro, you look sick. Go eat. Stop what you're doing. Stop. Go eat. Kirkland, Michael Jai White thinks he can beat Bruce Lee in a fight. Well, oh God. Bruce Lee, Michael Jai White, Bruce Lee. Listen, okay. Michael Jai White was talking in terms of fighting professionally. You don't have someone that small fighting someone that big. It naturally don't make sense. Someone like Michael Jai White hits Bruce Lee would probably kill him. People don't understand it. You got a 135-pound guy. Yes, he works out like the Dickens. He trains like the Dickens. But if he got hit by Michael Jai White with a right hand, fluff, he would probably knock Bruce Lee the fuck out. What does that mean? Does that mean Bruce Lee couldn't beat Michael Jai White? No, it doesn't. But you have to be one hell of a guy to beat someone that big, and you have to know how to fight someone that big. You have to understand that. Kurt, come to the UK, but not London. Okay. Come to London, Tottenham for Eubank, Benn. Be enough London fans would come to meet you. Yeah, I believe so. They're masters. I believe so. Damn, Kurt, you're iller than I am. You told someone they looked like they had AIDS. Well, I'm just telling you, man, she did. She looked sick. I'm like, man, you good? Bruce Lee with nunchucks versus Joe Rogan. Probably nunchucks with Bruce Lee because he has a weapon. And you don't want to get kicked with a Joe Rogan punch kick either, bro. See, I'm gonna tell you something about nah. Zhang, I bang you. No diddy. Yeah, Zhang got banged. No diddy. St. Don, Bruce Lee wins. Bruce, okay. Yeah, man. I had to tell her, man, like, yo, you look sick. And then she never called me again. We never talked. We were cool for a long time. I've known her for like years. And I saw her because, as a matter of fact, it was like because I saw her because she was like, well, let me take you let me take you out for your birthday. And I was like, cool. So when I came and seen her, and I was like, oh my God, what the fuck happened to you? And it's crazy. Like a lot of these people, a lot of these women, especially, because I don't care what the guys really do, honestly. I don't care, like unless you just look bad. But like when women, then when they when they lose weight, and there's nothing wrong with a woman losing weight, especially a woman from the South that loses weight, because most women from the South, a lot of them, um, and I'm not trying to stereotype a lot of people. That's why I just said women from the South. I didn't say what kind, but women from the South, for the most part, a lot of them are overweight. They're obese. They are. So I'm not against women losing weight. I'm just not for women getting fat as hell when they used to be fine. Therefore, I'm not equivalent and I'm not accustomed to a woman getting small as hell when they used to be fine. Because both of them are bad. So here's the zero and here's the fat and here's the skinny, right? Zhang about to open Big Bang's brothel in China and retire from boxing. Yep, he should. He'll go back to China and they'll take all of his damn money. I visit them Chinese sisters. Why not? Hey man, I heard that. A lot of like Thailand. I've never been to Thailand. I was actually when I was 29, I was wanting to go to Thailand and continue training Muay Thai, and I was going to be there a year, and it never happened because I started my acting career around that time. I really got into acting and stunts and stuff, so I just really based uh, here. You know, Wilder can get a fight for shit because AI or Al Heyman ain't interested in a U.S. fight, and Turkey done his best with Wilder. I mean, he's gave Wilder a lot of chances, bro. Kurt to star in the remake of Big Mama's House. Martin Lawrence failed the medical. I'm not going to be in Big Mama's house. I'll be in Big Daddy's house. Call me. Well, why does it have to be Big Mama's house? Why can't it be Big Daddy's house? Why can't I be a young dude that's dressing up like an old dude that's big and in a plastic prosthetic suit? Why couldn't that be? Why do you got to be a chick? Stupid shit like that. Kurt, you was a stunt man. Cool. What kind of stunts? What do you mean was a stunt man? I am a stunt man. All kinds. Black Panther, Color Purple, Roots, Geostorm. What are the other big ones? Green Lantern. Yeah. Luke Cage. Yeah. Wilder could still fight AJ or Zane. No. Wilder ain't gonna fight Zane no more. I would. Why so he can get banged again? So he can get banged by Zane? No, I'm good. I don't. Who would want to see that again? Baby Uno, just Google Kurt DeVille. How about that? All right, Kurt, you ever doubled for Ice Cube? No, he's too short. Ice Cube is like 5'9", maybe 5'10". He's short, bro. How tall is Ice Cube? He's 5'8". He's Bruce Lee's fucking height. Are you kidding me? Kurt, do you know Gregory Powell, stunt coordinator? Gregory Powell? Sounds like the stunt coordinator from Green Lantern, but it's not. Shit. Gregory Powell, huh? A murderer. Yeah, I think he was a stunt coordinator from Green Lantern. Kurt Luis Ortiz versus Greg Powell. Okay, there you go. Yeah, from Green Lantern. That's the Harry Potter guy. Yeah. Triple Ducktails or Duck Dubois. At Tony Lyons Trump just after that, Ethiopian Europe said just get Ukraine deal. I don't know what the hell that means. Luis Ortiz versus Derek Chisora. I would watch that because I know Luis Ortiz would fight Derek Chisora. He would. I worked with him on Potter and Prince of Persia. Nice. No, it's great. It's Gary Powell, the stunt coordinator. Gary Powell. Yeah. Kurt, I just found your acting reels on YouTube. You look so serious and professional on here. You're more chilled. Okay. Well, Kurt, I just saw the news that Angie Stone passed away today. Angie Stone? Okay. What did she say? Dead at 64 after a car crash? Dude, it's crazy. You know something though? Oh man, she was in a. You know something crazy about like these artists that die? When these artists die, it's like I can imagine like the record label are going like because like the record labels now don't have to share, unless I think unless they have in place the royalties, you know. Didn't know you did Luke Cage. That's awesome. So did you get inside track into Marvel? No, not really. No one really does unless see here's the thing. Marvel, I've been on 3 Marvel shows. 3. Black Panther, then after Black Panther, Cloak and Dagger, because I doubled a guy on Cloak and Dagger, and then Luke Cage. And not in that order. So in 2017, I did Black Panther in 2017. Later that year, I did Luke Cage in New York. Shortly after, so in between that, I did SEALs Team. I did a film called Knuckle, which was never released. Um, then Luke Cage, then The Hate You Give. That was that 17. Yeah. So, um, and then early 19, because that was at 17 and 18. Then 2 years later, I did Cloak and Dagger. So that was it. My friend Frank Baker is in the States doing stunts. I do the fights in Jason Statham movies. Okay. Kurt, did you see that post Fury made saying how he has been training his wife and how she's looking good and will be training others very soon? He actually looks happy. What was at Patrol Station in a transit. Okay. It's good, man. That's good. It's great. That's good stuff. That's great stuff. Yeah, he does look happy. He doesn't look, he's anything that keeps him away from the brothels, the bars, and the pubs. I think he'll be fine. Keep him away from the alleyways. You know what I mean? You try it first. Try it first, damn you. I don't trust it. I want to kick. So just strip the WBO, but then again, rather see a fight instead of an email belt. Kurt, do you remember 9/11, 2020, 2001? Man, how can anybody forget that day if you were alive? A lot of so you got a lot of young people that were born after 2001. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, dang, I'm getting old. Queensberry or Dodgy, first triple knee. Now Joe Joyce pulling out and waiting for the White fight. Well, at least he's still fighting White. Are we seeing double standards from IBF? It's funny how quick IBF strips Usyk, but IBF has said nothing about Triple D. Well, they said nothing about Triple D because that belt was like the belt was just given. The IBF that was a voluntary. It wasn't a mandatory. You heard about the stunt guy that broke his back in Potter? They gave him 1 million. Can't walk again. Deathly Hollows too. Nope, didn't hear that. I didn't work on that. Joe Callis, I didn't work on that. Triple D was not unwell. He lost his ass. Um, yeah, Joe Callis, man. I mean, the verdict's out, man. So you got to come with some proof. Joe Callis. Kurt is Luke Cage versus Wesley Snipes. Blade, who is more durable? Oh, it's Luke Cage all day long. Wesley Snipes is a day walker and he's strong, but you know, fighting Luke Cage would be a job, bro. You know? In 2001, I was a sophomore in high school. Really? In 2001? So what are you like 39 or something like that? That ranking video you did with Fury at no at Nub one. Oh, number one. That stinks because Usyk should be at number one. I mean, he's the champ. Tony Lyons, Usyk champ. Wesley Pipes. Hacha y machete. Hacha y machete. That's crazy. This is my nickname, man. I go place, they call me machete. Yeah, machete. ¿Qué tal, machete? Hmm. Kurt, have you tried ostrich meat? Ostrich. No, I've tried hippopotamus meat, not ostrich meat. Usyk is crowned. Then it's 1 through 10. Jack's man. It's on my bucket list. Oh wow. Okay, my bad. Yep. Crazy stuff, man. The word is still in a spin from 9/11. I'm working on it, bro. No cap. All right, cool. Man, just inbox me. I'm about to jump off of here. 2 hours and 9 minutes. I will go live for the watch along if there is a watch along. See what he does. I'm not watching the fight. I mean, I'll try to get it some kind of way, but I'll go live later on today. But it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys midday. Guys, enjoy your Saturday. Please subscribe, like, and share. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.